welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and today I'm pre-recording Top 5 Wednesday, and the Top 5 Wednesday is originally by Ginger Reads Laney, and I will put the Goodreads group a link below if you'd like to join us. This week's topic is books that you did not finish, which means DNF, and I have 7 books that I DNF'd, and I have 5 books that I accidentally DNF'd. So I'm going to share with you my long list. It's like a double video, and I'll tell you why I DNF'd them, and that's it. So the first book I DNF'd is an audiobook that I listened to, and this is quite recently, and my toner is out of ink. So the coloring on this will not be correct because this was an audiobook, and I will show you the book, and just the tone is, the coloring is not going to be right. So the book is called The Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. That's this one. The coloring is not right on it, so just I'm warning you. The reason I DNF'd this one, I listened to it on audio, I started it, and there was too much cursing in it for me. So I cannot deal with books that curse throughout. It annoys me to death. So I did not finish this book. So I immediately DNF'd it, and that was it. So the next book that I DNF'd, and I wanted to like this one so much. I did get very far in this one. It was an audio book. I think I listened to 7 out of the 10 portions of it, but it didn't keep my attention at all, and I DNF'd it. The book I'm talking about is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Now, I really liked Neil Gaiman's books in the past, so I was hoping to really like this one, but this one just did not keep my attention, and I DNF'd it. And it was an audio book, so that's this one. The next book was a book out from the library. I took this book out because the other teachers were reading it, and I tried to read it, but I ran out of time, and I had to return it. So I DNF'd this one at 41%. So I did get to page 157. I did not get to the creepy part. So the book that I'm talking about is Descent by Tim Johnson. It's this one here. It's about a family that goes on a hiking trip, and something happens, and I didn't get to the gruesome part. So yeah, I DNF'd that one at 157, and I had to return it to the library. So that's that one. The next book that I DNF'd was an audiobook as well. I tend to take out the audiobook, and if the narrator is not, if I don't like the narrator, it kind of like, I don't like the book. So this one, it could have been one that I could have tried reading as a regular physical book. This one's about ghosts, and I'm talking about Rooms by Lauren Oliver. Sorry. I DNF'd this one. It was in the audiobook, and I'm sure the regular book. It jumps around way too much. I was very confused. I couldn't really focus. And I don't know how far I got in this one. It doesn't say on my Goodreads, but that's this one. So I did DNF that one. Okay, this one was a most recent DNF. I seem to not like fantasy books, so I struggle a lot with fantasy. It's the words of the words that I can't pronounce. The words are not in the dictionary. I stumble on them. The book that I'm talking about is Finnegan of the Rock by Melina Marchetta. I tried to read this Read with Friends, and I just could not get through it. The characters there was no connection whatsoever, and I had the whole series, and I donated it back to the used bookstore, so hopefully someone else will like it. I just did not like it. The last 2 books that I DNF'd were graphic novels, and I have mentioned them before. So the first graphic novel is one that I took out from the library. I took both of these out from the library. Luckily, I did not pay for them. And the first book is Rat Queens. It looks like that. That's the smaller version. Sometimes it looks like this. So I did take this out from the library, and I attempted to read it because everybody is reading it. Everybody loves it. I read chapter 1. And within chapter 1, there was so much cursing in it. I was like, I can't even go. I can't even go to chapter 2. So I returned it back to the library. It wasn't even worth my time. So that was that one. The next series of graphic novels, I did get to book 4. It is a very popular series graphic novel. Everybody is reading it, especially the teenagers. And it is Saga and I did read 1, 2, and 3. I got to volume 4 and I couldn't take it anymore. It was just, the sexual images bothered me. I didn't like it. Book 1, there was a image of a man, a sexual, naked man. I just didn't know. I didn't really like it. I was like, it's shock factor, I think, too. But I did get to volume 4, and by volume 4, it jumps around a lot, and I don't like that too. So I was like, that's it. I'm fed up. I'm not continuing it. So that was it. So okay, on to my accidentally DNFs. And what I mean by accidentally means I started the book, but I didn't finish it, but I want to finish it. It's just I wasn't in the mood to finish it at that time. So I did put it back on my shelf. So I do have a few books. I have 5 books sitting here that I have on my shelf with bookmarks in them that I started, and I just wasn't in the mood to finish them. So I am going to share the 5 books that I want to finish eventually, and they are on my shelf. I did not get rid of them. And let's get going. So the first book is a book that I'm read with friends in December. She picked it as one of the reads, and I did read 130 pages of this book. I got to 37%. It's on my Kindle, and the book that I'm talking about is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This book, to me, was very, very slow. Very slow paced. I couldn't get into it. And by the time I got to 130, I got really fed up and put the book down. I heard that the book gets better at the end of the book. But to get through the world building part, it's just so draggy for me. So I'm going to try again and start from page 1 and see if I could stay with the read with friends and see if I could read it with them. So we'll see. I don't know. This is a pick for December, so that's this one. And it's on my Kindle. Okay, another book that I started was The Rosie Project by Gamey Simpson? Simpson? I don't even know how to say his last name. But I started this book, and I got to page 92. I just wasn't in the mood to finish it, and I just put it aside. I do own book 2, and one day I will pick this up and finish it. So I heard that this one was amazing as well. So that's this one. The next book I picked up and I started to read it, and because it's about suicide, and I was not in the mood to read a sad book at the time, I did put it back down, and I was like, I think I got to page 50. So this one is Reconstructing Amelia by Kimberly McCrate. So I started this one. This is about suicide. It's about a girl who jumps off the school building. We don't know if she jumped off if someone pushed her. So that's my gut feeling. But this one was very heartbreaking, and I did not want to finish it. So I did put it aside, so we'll see if I pick this up again. So that's this one. The next book is a very popular book, let me just show you what it is. It's Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I did start this book. There's a piece of paper in there. And I got to page 58. I found it very, very daunting, very slow, and I find it very hard to read because the font is very, very tiny. I had to wear my glasses, but I heard that this one was amazing, and it takes place in the 80s, which I was a teenager in my 80s. So, but it's very sci-fi for me. So, I did put this one down. I'd like to re-pick it up and try to trudge through it and see. But that's this one. And the last book that I did start to read, yes, I started to read in January of 2015. I started this one. I didn't get very far. I got to page 130. It was interesting, but something else was calling my attention. I put it down, and I never picked it up again. And I own the entire series, plus this second series. Actually, I own all her books that she wrote. I haven't finished this one yet. And this one I am going to reread from the beginning. I'm going to start it again in January. So that's my goal. And I'm going to read it with Mom Two Triplets if you'd like to join me. I think everybody read this book already, though. It's City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I have the thread up already on my Goodreads group, so I'm just going to reopen it up and see if I could trudge through this one and get through it. This one's a very popular one, and I don't know why I didn't finish it. So that's this one. So if you'd like to join me in January, if you haven't read this yet, you could join me on my Goodreads group. You could even join it and read it now. The threads are up there already, so if you'd like to start reading it and comment within the pages, so that's this one. So those are a lot of books that I started and did not finish. I have a habit of doing that. So these are the ones I really want to finish. So one day I will pick them up and get them off my TBR. So anyway, thank you for watching. Sorry this video is so long, but I wanted to do the accidental and the regular DNF. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!